Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and we are doing something different today. We have a Yooka Laylee video. I have not talked about Yooka Laylee in a while, but I am one of the main kickstarting people behind it. I put $5,000 down to be in the game. That video kind of blew up a while ago, and I haven't talked about it much, but it's coming out in a few months, and apparently there's drama going on, even though the developers are doing their best to make everyone love us and love the game. So I have my friend Evan here, and what's going on? You've been blowing up on Twitter about this, and it caught my interest. So what's happening?
So basically, Yooka-Laylee is coming out on the Wii U, PS4, Xbox One, and Steam, and the GOG website that nobody knows about. Anyways, so they're gonna do it on Wii U, but then they had to cancel it due to technical issues, which is understandable because the Wii U right now is not the best system when it comes to porting games, but which is understandable. But people were like, "Hey, screw you!" And now all the Nintendo backers want everything they can out of Playtonic, no matter how much Playtonic compensates for it. They're still going to be angry. So right now, the main issue is Playtonic is like, "Hey, we're going to make a Switch version." Everybody's like, "Yeah," but then there's no physical version of the Switch version, and people are pissed off. They are really angry. So if you go to maybe Game Explain's video, which explains a little news update, people are pissed the hell off. Oh my god, this is pretty bad. So I don't know why people are so angry about this situation, the physical version, but it's ridiculous. So it's over this small little physical Switch version that people are starting to threaten them. Then they're saying "Hey, Playtonic Games is the worst development company ever. They're just as bad as Mighty Number 9." And
Yeah, I'm seeing that. This is ridiculous. So I'm on the Game Explained video right now. It's get a physical Switch version or I'm not buying. It's you realize that the Switch copy, the physical version is going to be a DS cartridge. Do you really need that for your experience? And I think one of the biggest issues is it's immediately obvious that these people did not back and support the game. I think that's one of the points that you've been also bringing up, is that these are the guys that didn't, they maybe put $5-10 down if they even backed the Kickstarter at all. They didn't have faith in Playtonic from the beginning, and now they're not getting what they want. And I'm seeing change.org petitions and stuff going down.
That was the most ridiculous thing I've seen so far.
There's two in the same comment thread, and then hundreds and hundreds of likes. And also, one of the biggest reasons why I want to make this video, because I want to make it clear to Playtonic that I am supporting everything you guys are doing. I love the whole idea of Rare coming back and making the spiritual successor to one of their greatest games. And it seems like all of these kids don't understand any of that going on. I don't need to have the physical copy to still enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And if I get it downloaded on Steam, that's going to work out just fine for me. But this is every other comment. Every comment. They didn't make it physical on the Switch. No physical Switch version is the huge disappointment. That wasn't even promised. If you signed up for the Kickstarter, you were going to get the PS4, the Xbox, and then the Steam version, and then Wii U got canceled, and now you can shift it back over to PC or one of your consoles. So you're not losing anything, but these are the guys that are just oh, Yooka-Laylee's a popular game now. I can't get it the way I want.
Exactly. So I was saying and I was also saying that I didn't think this was a big deal at first. Hey, maybe I'm just looking under the top comment section or something with the comment section. So I was all right, so let me count 30 comments. Let me count 30 comments and see how bad the situation is. 22 comments were against Yooka-Laylee. That's 73% of the Yooka-Laylee community. That is incredibly, terrible.
I mean, everyone is just so negative. We need a physical copy. You don't need a physical copy. That doesn't, especially because it could get lost. I would trust a downloadable copy as well. Or I just use Steam. Steam is pretty secure, and it's not, and you have that game forever. So I don't understand why people are so outraged. I could understand if the cartridges were as big as a Nintendo 64, and that's something you could put on a shelf and display. But no, they're going to have one of those little DS carrying case slot things for it. You pop it in there and you never see it.
Yeah.
So I cannot understand the outrage. And again, if you loved Rare and if you loved the idea of this game, you would have already, before the Switch was even an option, you would have already signed up for this, and you're doing it for the fulfillment, for the game itself, and not for something physical about the game. It's just Why can't you be happy the game exists?
That's exactly like one of people's main arguments is that they want a physical version as like a copy and all that, so they can have like as a collection. But isn't the main point of a video game is to play the video game, not to have a physical version or digital video game? Like somebody said, no physical copy. Well, there goes my Yooka-Laylee adventure. I'm like, excuse me, this is the same game. Oh wait, don't you love it when you accidentally press against the physical cartridge and the game crashes?
Yeah, it's like, I ain't buying it. It's like, well, then you didn't care about the game. So what's the point? Like, this is like one of the dumbest bluffs. And again, I'm making this video to show my support. It's like, guys, Platonic, you've already shown amazing support with me because I'm the 5,000 backing for being in the game perk, and they felt it. They showed me on camera and they took me through the office. I was like, this is one of the coolest things ever. Like when we had our little Skype chat. Now I don't think that breaks any NDAs because it's in the Kickstarter. It says like you get in a Skype conversation with Chris Sutherland for voice acting talent, and that was one of the coolest things ever. Now my character hasn't been revealed, and a lot of people have been asking, so I can't really say
Including
that
myself.
right now. But the company, like everyone was so happy and gracious, and like you could see work being done. There is so much passion behind this game. And like that, I think that's something that only the backers understand. And I don't want anyone at Platonic to feel discouraged in the slightest by this, because these are just kids that probably didn't even support your Kickstarter, that have no faith in your game, that just want it their way. And they're like, oh, I can't have a physical copy, DLC ruling the world, PC culture, like whatever all those hot gamer memes are right now. You know, it's just stupidity. I'm not gonna buy the game that doesn't have a physical release. Cool. Go lock yourself out of one of the... Maybe, we don't know yet, but I think it's also way too much of a jump to say this is comparable to Mighty Number 9. We have the Toy Box demo. We have regular updates. This game is actually on the schedule. This game is... Everything is going right with what we've seen, yeah.
Like I was... Okay, so one of the most stupid arguments that I've also been seeing is, hey, this is going to start looking like Mighty Number 9. No, it isn't. We got the toy box. Platonic Games decide, hey, this is exactly how much progress we're making. Like they've done that they've done it so much, but then the company for Mighty Number 9 forgot their names. They're like, they didn't really show off too much of the game. Like they showed off the demo, but it doesn't seem like they fixed too much from the demo, and like just everything about the Mighty Number 9 Kickstarter was starting to look worse and worse. Like delay after delay after delay after delay. Platonic Games has made one normal delay and one small delay, and yet people are still saying this game is like looking like Mighty Number 9. And like this was such a big like issue that I even did my communications project on this topic.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But overall, like, people will resort to the Mighty Number 9 argument just because they won't get a physical version of Yooka Laylee.
It's just an argument out of ignorance. It's like, we haven't seen it, so of course, like, saying that, oh, it's going to be the greatest game ever is also an over-exaggeration, but from what I've seen and what I've played with the hands-on copy, and also looking at the names, looking at how trustworthy these people are, everything... They want to not let us down with their money. I feel that they are more gracious and more respectful of the Kickstarter than what happened with Mighty Number 9, and you can see it in the game. If the toy box got delayed, like the toy box, that wasn't delayed, right?
It was actually a little bit delayed,
delayed?
But they did want to make sure it was like completely like 100% good. Like, okay, so this is the thing with Platonic. The reason they delayed the game in the first place, the first delay, and it's kind of the second game, is because they want to create a game that is perfect and that you don't have to immediately, like, oh crap, the fans discovered this bug in the game immediately on release.
They're delaying it for polish and not delaying it because the game is actually, like, behind in development.
Exactly.
And it shows. So that's why I was like, when I was playing the toy box and I had, Trihex on the awesome speedrunner friends I have, he was playing it on stream, and, like, I haven't heard anyone say anything bad about playing the toy box. Like, one of my friends that I have in my Discord group, he is like one of the greatest Rare fans, loves Banjo, loves Conker's Verde, loves everything about it. And when I told him I had dropped the $5,000, he was like, he was happy for me. All my other friends like, dude, why would you waste your money like that? And he was all over. He's like, dude, I envy you more than anything in the world right now. So he's a big Rare fanboy. And when he was playing, he's like, this feels really good. And like the crazy thing is that you would expect maybe something gets lost with the graphics, that it feels fluffier or slower, that there's something missing. It's like, no, the game feels clean, the game looks clean, the game sounds clean. You look at Mighty Number 9 and you're like, something's already off. You hear the voice acting and like you can feel there's bad things behind it. And also we have like a lot of gameplay demos and a lot of like level demos right now that are being shown from like other various media outlets, and it doesn't look bad.
It does not. I actually played the Yooka Laylee demo at TwitchCon because they're like, hey, TwitchCon's coming. Oh, where is it going to be? Oh, it's San Diego. Oh crap, I'm going to play Yooka Laylee. So I played Yooka Laylee at TwitchCon, and oh my gosh, I'm the #1 Yooka Laylee wiki editor and the owner of the Yooka Laylee wiki. I do all this Yooka Laylee stuff, so I had very, very high expectations. And when I played Yooka Laylee at TwitchCon, it just surpassed every single one of those expectations. Like, it feels just like Banjo-Kazooie, but polished and all that. So, oh my gosh, Yooka Laylee is going to be such a great game, and yet here are all of these people who don't know a single thing about the game, and they just want to blame Playtonic for something pretty stupid.
Yeah, I think it's that these are kids that don't understand like gaming. They just hear all the memes like, oh, No Man's Live was a bad thing, and then every Kickstarter game except for like Shovel Knight has been a failure. So they hear people say that, and then they're like, don't pre-order like all these like big media people like, don't pre-order games, you're going to get burned. Don't trust Kickstarter, you're going to get burned. Then they see like the slightest issue with Yooka Laylee, and they're like, game's dead, worst thing ever, even though like throughout the whole development of Mighty Number 9, and as No Man's Sky started to look worse and worse, you know, it's one of those things where, like, people still had faith for those games. People will still go out and pre-order the next Call of Duty, the next whatever, the second it's announced. But then when it's something that they don't want, it's like, well, I wasn't the biggest fan of Banjo, because, like, I think the problem is when we're getting into, like, this newer generation and these younger audiences that didn't really grow up on the N64, and then they're hearing, like, all this game media stuff getting thrown at them, they're just like, oh, this is just gonna be the next failure, instead of actually all these other things. And I don't understand why they would put so much value on a physical copy either.
Yeah. And also I want to address the main issue that people are complaining about. So some people are saying, hey, the Nintendo backers are getting the worst end of the stick, but really they're actually getting a lot of options. So I
have that tweet up right now,
Yeah, so I made this one chart saying what Yooka Laylee fans can do, like, or what the Wii U backers, Xbox One backers, and PS4 backers can do to basically because the Wii U version got canceled, so they can change their options. So like, let's see on the chart, like Xbox One fans can change to Steam, they can change to digital PS4 or upgrade.
I have that right here. And I think the biggest one is that if you bought for the Wii U, since the Wii U got canceled, you can request a refund.
Exactly. So this was like people are saying, Playtonic Games, they ran away with our money. Yeah. No, they didn't.
They're saying you can have it back.
Yeah, they're giving refunds. Like, I don't know any other gaming company that goes through Kickstarter that gives a refund purely like that. They're like, oh yeah, we failed you guys. Here's
the thing about Kickstarter. It's like if the Kickstarter doesn't go through, there's that little button you can tick that says keep the money even if it fails. It's like, oh. So like it takes a lot of the. And then the whole thing is like, well, you shouldn't have trusted something you didn't know that was going to happen. You know, they can hide behind that, but no, this shows like how just gracious Rare is about this, or Playtonic is about all this, and how they want to do it. And even like you can go from console and then switch it over to Steam. So if you have a computer and you're like, never mind, I don't want to get this on console anymore. Like I said, Steam earlier, I mean, it just works. I have Toy Box on Steam. I'm going to get Yooka Laylee on Steam, and I have a pretty awesome computer. So just plug in a controller, and now I can use it on Steam. So you have so many options that there's no reason to be mad.
Exactly, and yeah, there's so many options, and so many options to change. Let's see, on the chart, there are 7 different options to change. Xbox One and PS4 have 5. Steam has none, and yet Wii U backers are saying we're getting the worst end of the stick, while PC backers are saying, hey, we can't, what are you talking about? We can't even change.
I'm not even mad I can't change. Like, I knew what I signed up for.
Exactly.
And I think that's the whole idea about Steam. It's like, well, we picked Steam because we have faith in Steam. Consoles, you know, you might just say, I don't want this console anymore and I need the $200 I can get for cashing it in. and then you can still switch it over to Steam. Like, there's so many free options. So it's only one digital. I'm reading some other comments right now. So it's only one digital on the console that lacks good internal memory. That's dumb. Oh, so I guess saying that the Switch has bad internal memory, therefore that's the only digital. It's like, do you understand that this is a new game that has been developed in a pretty short amount of time from that Kickstarter, and it's still looking really good.
By 20 people, also.
Yeah. It's a very small team, and they're still making a fantastic game. It's pretty much like indie level with the I wouldn't say scraps, but with the best parts of an old developer, and like, yeah, it's like, and now this is a new system that just kind of got revealed, and that's kind of just launching. So trying to get that all for the cartridge, and then worrying about manufacturing and all that other stuff. It's like, how about you just make it a digital download? Because it's not even like a AAA game either. It's not going to be a $60 game. It's what, 40?
40 and then 54 like the special version.
Yeah, so it's a $4 game, so it's like halfway in between. And if you did the Kickstarter, it was much cheaper than that. So it's one of those things that since it came through the Kickstarter, you're not expecting like just a hard, full, everywhere release. You should just be happy the game's coming out. And that you have the game, but that's not what these people are. They're not happy about that. And yeah, I thought you said, like, I thought it was just going to be, the top comments on this video, and then after you get past the first 5 people that are complaining about the cartridge, it's all support. No, majority of this video is negative, and it makes no sense.
It does not make any sense. These are just people who want to complain about Yooka Laylee just because it's on the using Kickstarter.
Yeah, and like we weren't even supposed to have a Switch. Switch was announced, and it's like, oh, never mind, no physical copy, I don't care anymore.
Platonic. Okay, so this is another thing. Platonic Games is known for listening to their fans, and yet people are saying, hey, they don't listen to their fans at all. But let's see. So Platonic Games, first, they weren't originally going to have a Switch version. Then suddenly they had a Switch version. They weren't going to have a physical version for the Xbox and PS4 version. They made a physical version just because the fans are asking for it.
Yeah, that's another one to bring up. It's like, okay, we didn't even have a physical version for the Xbox and the PS4, and yet the Kickstarter still smashed every Kickstarter ever.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't it the fastest raised gaming Kickstarter for a while?
Yeah, it was. I have to look this up, but like, Yooka Laylee made some pretty impressive numbers when it came to the Kickstarter.
Yeah, and then they were like, we didn't even expect we needed to make stretch goals. Here's some stretch goals. Oh, you keep breaking those.
Yeah.
And then they also opened up like extra voice acting too, because the reason why I jumped on that is there's only like 10, and then they opened up another 10, and then they opened up another 10. So it's like, yo, this is pretty awesome. So it just kept expanding, and that was before Switch, before physical copies, before we really knew the direction of this game. And now we have physical copies, a pretty solid demo, the retro arcade, all these other crazy things.
There's so much, like, Yooka Laylee is going to be such a great game. I'm so excited.
I can't wait till I get my, like, package in the mail that has, like, the shirt, all the box stuff, all the cool extras that I get.
I'm going to be wearing that t-shirt for, like, a week, being proud of wearing it.
That's pretty cool, but is there anything else to bring up? Because this video is kind of going on. I don't know if there's much else before we repeat ourselves.
I think that's
we
basically
everything.
I think, that's about it. All right,
so,
do you want me just to, like, tell them like where they can find me?
Yeah. Plug your channel, man.
Okay. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm so like excited to be here. My heart's pumping the whole entire time in here.
You sound a little nervous, but that's the reason why I wanted to get you on for the video, because you were the one tweeting all this stuff. You were the one making all this information. I wanted to make sure I knew everything, because you're the #1 host for the wiki page. So that's why I didn't know. I was like, wait, I feel like the demo was delayed, but kind of not really, and it was like, what, a week or two?
It was quite a while, but like they still want to like get it, but they still were trying to polish it.
Because I just remember like turning around, and then the demo came out. I was like, oh, that's cool, and it didn't feel like there was anything wrong with either the timing or anything like that. And then you also have all that inside information. You went and played it at TwitchCon, and there's a lot of other things. I'm like, you're probably going to be better at this than me just getting, and also it's better to have someone else to talk to instead of me just like going like, look at these idiots on the YouTube video having nothing, millennial pieces of crap. I feel like I would just turn this more into a rant instead of an informative video about what's going on. So finish off your plug, and then we can wrap up the video.
Okay. So here's my channel. It's called the Hivory Hub. We basically do ukulele updates. We do analysis videos. We do discussions like this one, and it will be in the link description below.
All right. So that sounds good. Platonic, you guys are amazing. I would not have put $5,000 if I didn't believe in it, and I would be making a rant video if there was truly anything wrong. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.